Nothing that prepares you for seeing your son strapped onto a gurney and surrounded by 8 to 10 police officers and firefighters as they carry him out of your home. How did we ever get to this place?
Seven years later, my second year in college was the first time I began to experience depression. My roommate and I got into an argument, and I felt suffocated and just wanted to be left alone. She left the room, and I was left with my anger. I was looking for a way to express my anger, and without thinking, I reached for a razor blade.
The hardest thing has been letting go and watching my son flail out of control. He declared no one could help him, for they would not leave him alone. My wife grabbed the cell phone, calling a counselor and begging for help. What should we do? Would he be safe? That night, we saw another side of our son we didn't want to know about. We drove him to his apartment, then reluctantly left him to face his demons all alone.
I grew up in a family with a brother who has mental illness, and we really had no understanding as to what was going on for him. As a result of that, I realized that I wanted other family members to be able to find a way to share their story and come out of the isolation that we felt so much as a family. So I created Minds Interrupted in order to help families find their voice as well as to reduce stigma. So far, we've done a performance in Baltimore, Maryland, and also 3 performances in New Mexico, Santa Fe, Espanola, and Albuquerque. For each production, we select people from that community who either have mental illness or are family members. We work with them to create a monologue based on their experience. The impact of Minds Interrupted has been extremely positive, both in terms of a standing room only audience at each event and media coverage. One audience member said,
"I was so impressed with the courage of the participants. Not everyone can bare their souls the way these people did in front of hundreds of people. This program goes a long way to eliminate stigma, getting us finally talking in public about the tragedies and blessings of dealing with mental illness. I left with such a feeling of healing."
Would we pick the door labeled schizophrenia? Definitely not. And yet sometimes I ask, would I be the person I am today without this challenge? I can certainly say that I wouldn't be standing here telling you this intimate story. In looking back, I realized that I too isolated myself in the way my son did. In drawing him out, I have also stepped out and joined the larger community as an advocate for mental illness. If there is a gift of this challenge for me, it is that I have become a stronger and bolder person.